AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe. What's going on, everybody? It's your guy AllBall, man. And today is evenings with AllBall. It's not afternoons. I had some things to take care of, some things to handle. So y'all got me here at 7 o'clock in the evening today. Hope everybody's doing well and doing great. Y'all know the hot news. You know, I want to discuss it, but I want to be very serious about it. I don't want to make it as content or try to troll or be funny. But the LeBron and Stephen A, whatever you want to call it, has gotten out of hand. It's entertaining, it's funny, but now it's to the point where we've never seen nothing like this. Ever. Think about, as long as we've been watching sports, we've never seen the GOAT of an era in basketball versus the GOAT in the era of sportscasting. We've never seen this. I think today Stephen A. Smith lost the battle. Yeah, if we want to call it that. I think today Stephen A. Smith lost the battle. Oh, the beautiful, the lovely, the extravagant Miss Darlene Bryant. You know, it's always a pleasure when you pull up on the live. Good evening, Miss Darlene Bryant. Love to see you always. Love to see everybody. Hit the like button, share, like, subscribe. Oh, I'm definitely gonna get on my Knicks in a bit, but I want to talk a little bit about the Stephen A. and LeBron thing, right? Because I think it's sad. I think it's bad for the game. I think it's bad for sports. It's starting to get too personal. And once again, I think today on First Take, Stephen A. opening up the segment, talking 17 minutes straight about the LeBron James thing and just how he got too personal. It was bad. It was bad. I think today Stephen A. Smith proved that he can't take a joke. That things are too personal. And I think Stephen A. Smith needs to be careful. He has to realize nobody likes him. So you got to be careful. Now, I'm not a fan of neither one, if you want me to be honest, right? But, you know, fair is fair, right is right, wrong is wrong. We've never seen nothing like this. LeBron is, let's be for real. He's not my GOAT of all time. I think the greatest basketball player I've ever seen since I started watching basketball is Michael Jordan. I'm 47 years old. That doesn't mean LeBron isn't great. I think he's one of the greatest. He's just not, to me, the greatest. But for this era, for the last 15, 20 years, LeBron has probably been the best basketball player on the planet. He's going on 20-something years in the league. So we have the GOAT in this sport against, as much as y'all may not like Stephen A. Smith, he's the GOAT in this era in the past 15, 20 years at his profession, which is sportscasting, analyst, whatever you want to call it. And they have a real beef. They legitimate have a real beef. Now, we all know, you know, Stephen A. Smith gives you reasons to not like him. Let's be realistic. He's not easy to like. You know, he does things to the black culture that he doesn't do for the other culture. These are facts. You can go on YouTube and see all of it. I don't want to break all that stuff down because, you know, for me, that's why I call myself AllBall. I try to keep it in between the lines, you know, in between in between that box of the basketball court, or in between the diamond field in baseball, you know, or even on the ice in hockey, the field in football. I try to keep it in those lines. I really, you know, don't really like to get into nobody's personal business because by nature I'm not a nosy person. I've never cared what nobody else was doing, right? So for me, this is more entertaining, but it's sad. It's sad. But I want to kind of go a different route. Once again, I'm gonna repeat. We've never seen the greatest player ever beef with the greatest analysts ever. We've never seen that. We've never seen that, right? So when we talk about Jordan and LeBron, no, we talk about Stephen A. Smith and LeBron. Now, granted, Stephen A. Smith is always wrong when it comes to the sport of basketball. He's probably always wrong when it comes to all sports. Remember, he had to get checked about a comment he made uh during the UFC fight. Flea, what up, Flea? Um, remember, he had to be, remember, they checked him. Joe Rogan, a lot of dudes checked him about his comments at the UFC fight. Let's be realistic. Whatever he says about any sport, he's 100% wrong, right? But it doesn't take away what he's been doing for the past 15, 20 years. He's been the best at that, whether we like to believe it or not. And it is entertainment, right? But now he's crossed the line. Today he opened up with a rant on First Take, and for me, this is where he lost the battle. I think LeBron talking about it as well, because you got to remember LeBron, guys like Jay-Z, Michael Jordan, LeBron, these guys are so high on a pedestal and at a certain level that you would think nothing gets to them. You don't think that, they would discuss or talk about anybody. But it's obvious Stephen A got under LeBron James' skin, right? And we all know what it's about. He challenged his fatherhood, critiqued his son, and just year after year, he's very adamant that LeBron is not his GOAT, right? But he tries to butter him up and tell him he's my second best player of all time, which I don't believe that neither. I think he just says that just to say it. But the fact of the matter is, Stephen A. Smith, you got to let it go, bro. You have to let it go. Every day that you're talking about this, you're digging a deeper hole and you're making yourself look desperate. I'm sorry. Today, you look silly on First Take. I think LeBron looks silly on Pat McAfee, to be honest with you. People may disagree with me. I'm fine with that. But I think LeBron looks super corny on Pat McAfee. But I think Stephen A today looked more corny on First Take. Just the whole demeanor, just his tone, just everything. And it's like, yo, bruh, just do your job. We look to you for entertainment and we look to you for sports takes. We don't look to you to be tough. We don't look to you for that. We look to you to be entertaining. At this point, you're not entertaining. You are getting so personal that you're saying things that are false. Let me break one down. Today on First Take, Stephen A. Smith said, he made a comment that, LeBron didn't attend Kobe, the Black Mamba Bean Bryant's services or memorial. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace to everybody that's lost someone. Let's get to that. Rest in peace to Kobe's daughter, the families that were in that helicopter. But rest in peace to everybody who's lost someone, because everybody has somebody they've lost that they love dearly. So, big shout out to everybody. Prayers for everyone who's lost somebody, right? But Stephen A. Smith, you're so caught up that you're not even, this goes to show that you guys don't pay attention. You guys don't watch the game. And no disrespect, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all be talking about. You made a comment on First Take today talking about, oh, I got some things that, and you just got personal. And you was like, LeBron didn't attend Kobe's services, but he did. You had to retract your statement. Let me explain that again. You got on First Take, ESPN, owned by Disney, probably the number one sports show in the world at this point. Do I agree with that? I don't know. Who cares? But y'all have millions watching, and you go up there and you lie. You just straight up lie. Then you had to go on your social media platform and retract that statement. Bruh, slow down. You're digging a hole that you're not going to get out of. We have to start being honest when it comes to sports. Some of us love sports a little too much. And I can attest to that. I love sports too much. Too much. I love basketball too much to be lied to. Stephen A. Smith, you lie too much, bro. You do too much. And I'm not here advocating for LeBron because at times LeBron lies and does too much. But in this situation, you're the elder statesman. You supposed to be the OG. Like you said, LeBron came in the league in '03. And you said, I've been doing this before '03, before you. So you supposed to show some type of class and don't even discuss it no more. You made your point. Now move along. Once again, you got on national TV and lied. Just think about all the lies and the things that y'all are saying on TV that have people glued. It's millions. So for me, this thing is bigger than, Michael Jordan being your GOAT and LeBron not being your GOAT. It's bigger than that. This thing has passed entertainment level. It's now, it's personal. And Nino Brown, big shout out, my man, Wesley Snipes, New Jack City. It's supposed to always be business, never personal. I'm going to say it again. It's supposed to always be business, never personal. Stephen A. Smith, you need to take a vacation, bro. You need to retool and you need to take a vacation and you need to get back to what it is that you do. Because this right here, it's no good. It's making you look bad and bad and bad all the time. Then on your YouTube show, people starting to figure it out. You and Shannon Sharp is not getting together. Y'all don't get along. I'm gonna say it here. Y'all do not get along. Stephen A. Smith on his YouTube show said, quote, I'm not Shannon Sharp. It ain't GOAT status this way. I'm gonna say it again. Stephen A. Smith said on his YouTube show, this is a shot directly at Shannon Sharp. He said, I'm not Shannon. You know how he talk. I'm not Shannon Sharp. It ain't GOAT status this way. And then he went to break down why Mike is his GOAT. And then now you're putting Michael Jordan into this conversation. Mike ain't got nothing to do with this. This is between two grown men. Y'all need to do what grown men was brought up to do. Call each other. You got to remember in life, you don't have to like somebody to get along with them. Remember, you don't have to respect me. Just don't disrespect me. If y'all can't get along, that's fine. If you don't agree with each other on whatever, that's fine. But nobody should be doing what they're doing. Y'all two, like I said, we've never seen this. The GOAT in his era at basketball, some have him the GOAT in basketball. The GOAT in his era of basketball versus the GOAT in his era of sportscasting. This is insane. And the sad part is, everybody is taking it for content, but they're not understanding what it's doing to the sport. LeBron, at times, people say you're ruining the sport of basketball. At times, people say, Stephen A. Smith, you ruin sports talk. I don't agree with neither, but these are things that's out there. But today, Stephen A. Smith, you going on that rant at the beginning of first take was totally wrong. It goes to show, I don't know who's your close friends. Even the people at ESPN, they are foul for allowing you to even do that. The people at ESPN should be ashamed of themselves. Molly was sitting there looking stupid as usual. Any other time she had cut somebody off. Any other time she thinks she's the greatest moderator ever and always got something to say. She was sitting there looking stupid. You know why? Because somebody probably told her, don't say jack shit. I never thought I would see the day where people that don't need clout chases clout. I've never seen that before. I've never in my life seen people worth hundreds of millions of dollars be so miserable and beef. Oh my God, Legend Z, what up, Legend Z? Fish, what up? My brother Flea, Fabian in the building. Big shout out, Kels, Dime Dropper, Uncle Weiss. Tonight, AllBall TV, we're talking about Stephen A. versus LeBron. We're going to get to my Knicks in a little bit. But yeah, man, a Legend Z, it's comedy, but at the same time, it's ruining the sport that some of us love too much. Both of these guys are looking like idiots. I'm gonna say it. I think LeBron going on Pat McAfee and even addressing Stephen A. I didn't like it. I wouldn't have paid him no mind. You already made your point when you approached him at the Lakers game against the Knicks when y'all beat down my Knicks. I think right there you proved your point. I think after that you should have let Stephen A. just go about his business. But today Stephen A. was totally wrong. He's reaching too personal. Desmond Drew, what up, baby? Too personal. And I think today Stephen A. Smith proved that he's lost the battle. Um, it's too many examples of Stephen A. Um, I'm not gonna lie, Stephen A was defending LeBron, saying that he would have done the same thing. However, when I dropped the Richard Jefferson clip, he switched up and started talking to hey Legend Z. That's a fact. Listen, big shout out Legend Z, man. What you do on your platform is legendary. I love it, man. We all love it, and we appreciate you even supporting us. Subscribe to us and just showing love, man, because you definitely is a legend. Your name is listen, you deserve that. Legend Z Productions, man. What you do, bro, kudos to you, man. Salute, man. I love what you do, my brother. And just we appreciate everybody that show love and support. But I think today, for me, when it comes to this situation, anybody that knows me, I'm all for trolling and fun. Um, I don't take anything personal. But ESPN, what y'all did today, um, people need to unsubscribe to you. Because now we all know what's going on and who runs these things, Disney and all this and all that. But for y'all to allow Stephen A. Smith to go up there and look like an idiot, because that's what he looked like. Stephen A. looked like a stone cold idiot this morning. I'm sorry. And for him to be allowed to do that, what was the purpose of having Molly on the screen for? Y'all might as well just straight up had Stephen A. in the shot, and that's it. But Stephen A was wrong. You made, like I said, you live on national TV in front of millions. LeBron James did attend Kobe Bryant's memorial. And you got up there live. That's how you know you're so upset that you're not even paying attention. A person of your status, a person of your legendariness, you know at this point in your career, you have to do all your homework. You cannot make no mistake like that. So when you do that, you lose the war. You lose the battle. You lost. If let me Legend Z, let me read that out because that's a great question. If you were ESPN, would you let go of Stephen A after all of this? He mentioned the Kobe thing too, which he was wrong about. Legend Z, I wouldn't let him go, but I would put him on, I don't know what they call it, but I would send him on a month vacation. And if I'm ESPN, I would pay for his month vacation. Go away for a bit. Stay off social media unless you're talking about sports. No more LeBron. Leave it alone. Go on vacation, simmer down, and come back and let's do the job that we paid you to do. I wouldn't fire him, because we have to be honest. They just gave him that big contract, and whether we think he deserves it or not, when it comes to that job, he's probably the hardest working man out there. We have to be honest. He's entertaining at times. He's funny, and he does his job well. Some of us don't like it, but he does his job well. But I wouldn't fire him, Legend Z. But he definitely needs to go on, not probation, but yo, bro, get up out of here for a minute. But they definitely need to have a meeting with him. They definitely need to have a meeting with Stephen A. Smith, and don't the big wigs, his bosses that he loved to talk about. He loved to say the word "my boss." The bosses need to sit down with him and explain to him, okay, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Fish, they shouldn't fire Stephen A. This is what ESPN want. Look at the turnover and quality of staff. Let ESPN burn their product down. I Fish, I don't know if ESPN is going to burn their product down, but because they still do a good job. They still, when you want to see highlights, I know you got NBA TV, you got other platforms, and YouTube. We can watch numerous channels, but we have to be honest. You can get up at 5 in the morning and catch everything on ESPN, and some of those guys do a good job. But I see somebody came in here and made a statement about guys like Mar Rashad, and other great analysts. I do miss that. We do need a mixture. We don't just need all trolling and entertainment. We do need a mixture of guys that have relationships with the players and are just about doing honest sports talk. They don't have no sides, and they just down to earth good brothers, and they're not looking for the spotlight. But a Legend Z, I see. I don't mind. I don't mind Stephen A. Smith doing what he's doing. I just think today this whole thing got out of hand. It got out of hand. But Stephen A. Smith up there lying about the Kobe Bryant thing, to me, that's where he crossed the line. It shouldn't have even came up. Shouldn't even came up. When LeBron James posted Stephen A. Smith on his Instagram page of him doing a boxing, remember? When he was swinging up, look. When LeBron James posted Stephen A. Smith doing that, we all know LeBron don't post like that on there. Not that content. And we all know LeBron got over 100 million followers on Instagram. And if I'm not mistaken, that thing is already at 2-3 million views, probably over 100,000 people talking about it. I think right there that hurt Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, but he could have just saw right. See, my thing is, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Y'all gotta remember, Stephen A. Smith think he's the mouth of the South. He think he can't be out talked. He can't be out hustled. And he was wrong this time. He was wrong. He was wrong. Yeah, Flea, guys like Stuart Scott. Listen, man. I when I say I miss those days, I didn't say it meaning that he wasn't here. I'm just saying we miss seeing guys like that almost every day. We need a balance. You see how I'm all ball and I'm a maniac, and Flea and Fabian balances us out. That's what sports talk needs. You need balance. You need balance. And there's no balance in ESPN. Let's just be honest. There's no balance at all. You just have purely entertainment. You just have people up there like Molly who don't deserve that job. I'm sorry. If I sound like a hater, then hey, I'll take that. But we need balance. And guys like Stuart Scott brought so much great balance to the sports world. And as y'all can see, just how the world is going today, even with, the youth being misguided and how it's just so much violence and killing and just things going on. There's no balance. And the sports world needs balance, but I think Stephen A. Smith today played himself big time. And I think he's regretting it. Like I said, he retracted that statement, saying that, yo, I made a mistake. He did attend Kobe Bryant's services, but then he also, backhanded compliment. Oh, but I don't take away nothing else. JJ Redick was the only hope to save ESPN with basketball talk, but now that, you know what, Legend Z, that's correct. When JJ Redick was up there, he definitely was trying to straighten some things out. Totally correct. But listen, man, we are in the business of just pure foolery. Hey, Legend Z, I wonder how LeBron James' whole family feel about this. How Stephen A. Smith family feels about this. Think about how LeBron's wife and kids and moms feel about this. Think about how Stephen A. Smith, I think he has sisters, nieces, nephews. Think about how they all feel about this. Bro, let it go. Let it go. You have to, Stephen A. has to let this go. I'm sorry. You have to let this go. Stephen A., you're making it too personal. Now, do I believe that LeBron is the type that if you don't, you don't go his way, he may not rock with you? Yes. But ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't got nothing wrong with that. If you don't believe in what I believe in, I can't rock with you. Cool. But this Michael Jordan versus LeBron thing, Stephen A. Smith took it too far. Took it too far. Took it too far. But yeah, man, this thing got out of control. Stephen A. Smith is not looking entertaining no more. Yes, hey, Legend Z, I said that. If not, just let it go because they're still right. Exactly. Thank you. This has taken away from everything. Look at the great season OKC is having, Boston, Cleveland. Our Knicks are great again. Look at what Cade Cunningham has become and turned into, and turned that Detroit organization around. Come on, the Joker going for another MVP. Him going race face to face with SGA. It's so many great stories in the NBA. And they're not being spoken about. This thing is out of control. And ESPN and Disney is behind this. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say because I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. But like I said, I thought I would never see people worth hundreds of millions of dollars beefing. Give me $100 million, I will not have a problem in the world with anyone. I don't have a problem with anyone now, and I got $100, right? 100 million, and y'all are still miserable and upset. If I'm LeBron, why do you care if Stephen A. Smith doesn't think you're his GOAT? Steve, why do you care what anybody says? Listen, man, I don't get it. I will never get it. But Disney and ESPN, y'all look nasty in this. I'm sorry. Y'all look nasty in this, and y'all are behind this, and y'all are allowing Stephen A. Smith to make a fool of himself, which he does on his own anyway. But y'all are condoning this. It's nowhere in the world this super duper grown man. I think once you 50 and up, you're super duper grown. Bro, you look silly today on First Take. And this is where LeBron and them won the war. You might have thought you won the battle, but you lost the war. You look silly, bro. And like I said, man, for you to be allowed to come on this morning on First Take and just blabber and lie and just look stupid, bro, enough is enough. You just, remember, you just solved your problem with Jaylen Brown. Flea, get up here, Flea. You just solved your problem with Jaylen Brown. You just had a little beef with RG3, Robert Griffin III, former Washington Redskins quarterback. Bro, somebody told me a long time ago, if you have problems with everybody, the problem might be you.
It's a fact.
Somebody told me that a long time ago. If you have problems with everybody, the problem might be you. Bro, you're not, when it becomes personal and it's not fun and entertaining no more, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Bro, your ways have caught up to you. That's the part that people are failing to realize. No matter how much big of a contract you sign, it doesn't make you cooler. It doesn't make you smarter. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you any of those things. And it seems like that's what Stephen A. Smith thinks. Because I signed this deal, it makes me righter, excuse me, or smarter than y'all. And it doesn't. It just makes you a man with a big contract. But you are still the same person. Bro, you have problems with everybody. And it's just sad that everybody you have a problem with is our people. It's just the honest truth, bro. I don't have no dog in this fight. Like I said, I'm not a fan of neither one. And my brothers will tell y'all that. And I'm not shy to say that. But I'm always fair.
That's a fact.
Right.
I'm trying. He gotta give us the tutorial on how to come up here, because I don't know why I'm not on the screen. But
I remember.
Wait.
You don't hit it how it pause. You don't use it how you usually do it.
Yeah, I just jumped in like normal, but I was just coming up here to support you real fast because you smoking this right now. You smoking.
I mean, real quick, while we got you in the building, give me your thoughts on this situation. Do you think it's gotten out of hand, or how do you feel about it?
I spoke on it a little bit last night. We missed you last night. But I spoke on it last night. I'm probably a little calmer now. Like last night, I was a little hyped, and you know me. I'm sometimes I'm with the dumb shit, right? Sometimes I'm with the dumb shit. Sometimes you gotta, unfortunately show your ass sometimes to let people know stop playing with you from LeBron's perspective. But from Stephen A's perspective, I think he's losing a lot of credibility right now, OG.
Right.
Amongst people that he was well respected by. I think he's not being as strategic as he usually is when he approaches back and forths with people. I think he's a little bit flustered and he's out of his league right now, because I don't think he ever saw himself being in a back and forth with the best athlete in sports right now, right? The most famous, whatever you want to call him. He's the biggest athlete in sports right now. Darlene B, what's up, baby? So, I think he's a little in over his head, and he's trying to do everything he can to stay in the fight. And that rope-a-dope and that shoulder roll and it's not working. And it's not like Braun is knocking him out. I think Stephen A is knocking himself out right now. What he did up there, you know what I'm saying? What he did up there on ESPN, I don't think was necessary. He looked very foolish this morning. It's almost, and I threw something in the chat, and I want to elaborate on it. I just see from both, but it's magnified by Stephen A. His feminine ways, bro, is a little very cringy right now. I don't see any masculine behavior. And again, I don't want to get killed for making that comment. I'm just saying, you said it a little while ago. As men, we need to be able to make a phone call. We need to be able to have a civilized conversation, sit down or something. But both of these gentlemen are leaning into attention makes money. The more attention I could get, the more money I can make however I can. LeBron's a billionaire. Stephen A just got $100 million contract, and he's probably thirsty for more. And so he's going to bleed this. So ain't no more blood able to come out. But he's also making himself look really, really bad, OG. That Kobe Bryant thing, you know how I feel about Bean. That Kobe Bryant statement was awful. It was bad. It was very, very bad.
Hey, Fleet, just real quick, and man, I love what you just said. You got to remember, he always bragged about, being raised by his sisters.
Yes, that's all he talks about. He brags about hating his father, right?
And the point you just made is showing. I'm sorry, we just have to be honest. It's showing. But Flea, what happened was he thought he would get away with what he always gets away with. Not doing his homework, not sitting back. What's my thing with you now? Take time before you respond.
Yeah. Slow down, Flea. Hold on. Hold on.
Right. So
hold on. Right.
and what I always say nowadays, these analysts and sportscasters, they are lazy now.
Right.
Barkley and them proved it. Yo, y'all don't even watch. Shaq and them tells us to our face they don't even watch the game. So now you don't have to prep. You don't have to do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen A. Smith now is turning into a YouTuber.
For sure.
Because now you just go to social media to do everything. And once again, this is not how grown people supposed to act.
Mm-mm.
Simple.
Mm-mm.
We don't have to get along, but we don't have to disrespect each other.
Yeah.
We don't always have to agree. We don't have to like it. We don't have to do any of that. But if there's a real problem, let's get down to it and then let's move on. But we shouldn't be, because this is what I always tell my kids. You don't only represent yourself.
Yes.
Stephen A. Smith, you don't represent yourself. LeBron James, you don't represent yourself. How we look at you is how we look at everybody around you. And what Stephen A. Smith did this morning and what ESPN and Disney allowed him to do, because I'm pretty sure in the meeting this morning, Flea, they talk about what they're going to talk about. And Disney was cool with him saying that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But here's the problem, OG. Stephen A. Smith is an executive producer on that show. He has full control over what is talked about and what is not. He knows what they're going to talk about in the A block, the B block, the C block. He knows what's coming down the pike. And anybody on that show knows what they're talking about before they get on there. So I'm sure he had to run that by somebody. And whatever other producer was like, yeah, let's get to it. They're going to look back on this and be like, this might have been a misstep, right? It's unforgivable to try to shoot at him and use Kobe Bryant's memorial service as a way to shoot at him. It's unforgivable for me. I don't know about anybody else feels.
Bro,
it's unforgivable.
He even, and I want you to respond to this also. And I appreciate you, pulling up, showing love.
Yeah, of course,
Come on, man.
of course.
You family. So this is what we do.
Yeah.
He even, you see how that divide and conquer thing is for real, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see how he tried to, well, not try. See how he threw the slight at LeBron against D Wade? Oh,
say it again. I missed what you said. He threw the slight at who?
You see how he tried to throw the slight at LeBron, dissing D Wade, knowing how close they are?
Yep.
When he said, yo, well, LeBron, you didn't attend D Wade's whatever. And it's
my son almost died. My son almost died.
No, but hold on, Flea. Put that to the side.
Okay.
Flea, if you have something and I don't attend, we don't know why I didn't attend. That doesn't mean you're still not one of my best friends.
Right.
You understand? Stephen A. Smith, he's doing things that suckers do in the hood.
Yes.
Bro, remember, you're not 17. You ain't in the high school hallway. You ain't on a block after school. Bro, you're in front of millions of people doing things that, like you said, bro, females do that. So, go ahead.
No, it's just disappointing because I do see people out there supporting one or the other. Like, I'm not on either side. Like, I think all of it is goofy. I think all of it is goofy and corny. I'm not gonna run from the fact that, do I like seeing this side of LeBron? Absolutely. Older nigga now, don't really care. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Y'all niggas deal with it. That's cool.
Yeah.
This what we seeing from Stephen A. is consistent, but it's a little embarrassing now for me, especially for somebody who loves the culture. Like you just said a little earlier. You said, and I was like, damn, that's something I would say to myself. I love basketball maybe a little too much. Right? I heard you say that a little while ago. Like you saw, I love this shit maybe a little too much. Right? Because we get invested in the people that are talking about it, that are playing the game, all of that kind of stuff. And it's not becoming of somebody who is a GOAT in this lane. Because now you are behaving and letting the people that's coming behind you feel like that's what they got to do to get the 100 million.
Right,
I got to do everything that Stephen A did to get the 100 million. And to be honest with you, you don't got to do what Stephen A does to get the 100 million. No. You don't have to. He's a shock journalist now. It's not your journalistic integrity is starting to go out the window.
Yeah,
everything
he's
is
a wrestling.
shock.
He's a wrestling character at this point. Like
and Fabian speaks about that all the time, and he's spot on. I used to try to like run from what Fabian is saying. Fabian is spot on with that shit. Because to be honest with you, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna get this off real quick, OG. I'm gonna let you finish. Like the world has become WWE. Like just on a day-to-day, what we look at, look at our fucking president. Like the world on a day-to-day is a WWF Monday Night Raw episode, bro. It's insane.
Hold on, Fleet. Look what Fish said, and this is so correct. Big shout out, Fish. I love, people don't realize, all of us, Fish, all of us, we can have fun, joke, and clown, but when we get serious and talk, we know what we talking about. Fish said what's sad is other sport. Fish said what's sad is other sports are now the adults in the room, and basketball is becoming reality TV, the way it's played and reported on. He is 100% correct. This is not happening in football, baseball, hockey, tennis. This is not happening nowhere else, Fleet. Not to this magnitude. Like Fleet, we love to laugh, we love to be entertained. But now this is something else. Let me say this, Fleet, and please, I would love for you to respond if you have a little bit of time.
Yeah, this is my last response. I'm jumping off. I'm finished watching.
All right, just real quick.
Yep.
Muhammad Ali, rest in peace. To me, I think that was one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. Both sides and human beings, right? For what he represented.
I totally agree.
What was I keep forgetting his name. What was his guy that he always did his interviews with?
Howard Cosell.
You think he might have not never liked Howard Cosell. We never know that. But he used that platform to send a message. You understand what I'm saying?
Every time. I'm
gonna be the bigger person, and I'm a schoolless person. Go ahead, Fleet, because I want you to respond that before you get out of here, because you know what I'm thinking about.
Do you know, right? And now this gets, because I get on my bullshit with the black, and I didn't do it last night because we was having fun with it, but this is a serious conversation right now, so I could serious it out for a second. We do a lot of shit to divide ourselves. Us. You know who the fuck I'm talking about when I say us.
All day.
We do a lot of shit to divide ourselves, right? We could run our mouths. We the best talkers, but we never want to do this, right? We never want to do this. Doing this almost comes off as sucker shit. Now we coming together. Me, you, and Fabian didn't know each other from a hole in the wall. Basketball connected us, and now for the last 2 to 3 years, we've been like this, right? Like this. So for the biggest, like you said, the biggest guy in the game, basketball, LeBron James, the biggest guy in sports media right now, basketball media, Stephen A. Smith. What type of conglomerate you think you could build if y'all two said, yo, let's get together, man. Let's get together, man. Let's get together, corner the market, and knock everybody out. Everybody got to come and talk to us before everything comes through us now. Nothing moves unless it comes through us. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Too much ego and pride is involved.
Muhammad Ali and Howard Cosell, what Muhammad Ali did, you will never ever see done again. He took a platform and made it school. He made people understand. He teached. Remember, he probably ain't even like Howard Cosell, but you know what? It's bigger than that.
It's bigger than that.
I'm gonna use this huge ass platform to teach y'all who my people really are. That's the problem with sportscasting and the players today. Nobody wants to be the bigger person. And I'm not saying LeBron needs to go on Stephen A's platform. No, because think about it. Back then, it was no social media. So it wasn't for clout. It wasn't for clicks. It wasn't for views for the money.
Nope.
So you know that shit was all this. Now, if that happens, we have to be skeptical. Is this nigga doing this for that?
This nigga real?
I've never seen
Are these niggas authentic?
Fleet, these niggas is worth hundreds of millions and billions of dollars and they miserable and mad. Before you go, Stephen A. Smith, you cannot do what you do and then you can't take a joke. When LeBron called him Taylor Swift, when LeBron posted him doing the boxing, Stephen A. Smith ain't like that. Bro, you can't be out here talking about people, kids, or talking about people in general. And then when the when the rabbit got the, when people say that little thing,
yeah,
now you all in your feelings.
It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Yeah.
So,
and that's genuinely what it is, OG. I'm gonna leave with this because I know you got to get to some Knicks talk, because that last 2 minutes of the third quarter and that whole fourth quarter, I don't know what the fuck that was. We literally ran out of gas. OG, we were up 2 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and they thumped us for the next 15 minutes. I'm gonna let you get to that. I'm gonna leave with this though. Stephen A is in a realm that he's never been in before, right? You climbing the ladder, you climbing that proverbial ladder, or trying to go up the totem pole, and you at a place right now where you've never been. You don't know how to navigate this spot. You don't know how this shit works, right? You think you do, but you really don't. And your ego and your pride are starting to get in the way of you disseminating real stuff. You're a character, like you said. You said we go to him for entertainment. I used to like being able to go to certain guys that was going to give me basketball knowledge. I would never want to talk the game of basketball with Stephen A. Smith. I would not. He's more concerned about being a personality than being well respected in the space of basketball. You brick on General Hospital. You this guy on YouTube. Then you get on your first take. Like, you are a fucking character 24 hours a day. Who are you, nigga? Do you even know who you are at this point?
Yeah.
So it's very disturbing. And the niggas from Queens, I hate it. OG, smoke this shit. I'm out of here. Appreciate you having, allowing me to tap into evenings with AllBall, man.
Appreciate you always. You already know. Big shout out John Q, man. A member. I love it. Everybody hit that like button, share, like, subscribe. And John Q, you are correct. Look what Stephen A. Smith did to Max Kellerman. You totally threw him under the bus. And that's the balance I was talking about earlier. There's no balance no more. There's no balance. Yo, listen, man. Stephen A. Smith, man, you did bad. You've always done bad, but I think at this point, you're gonna make it for the future. You're gonna make it tough for athletes to even want to deal with you guys. And it's sad, man. It's sad. But my brother Flea pulled up in the building, showed some love. Big shout out. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith did Max so dirty that I don't even know what to call that. And Max is so dope up there that Max is what First Take needed. You always need balance, because when you go off the rails, you have somebody to bring you back to reality. And what Stephen A. Smith did to Max Kellerman is 100% wrong. Michael James, what's going on? Listen, the subscribe member, y'all know we love it when you're a member. Big shout out Michael James. Everybody in the building, hit that like button, share, like, subscribe. And y'all see in the corner, prize picks, hit that promo code, y'all. CLNS. Yo, yes, Desmond Drew, you are correct. But listen, man, Stephen A. Smith is out of control, and there's nobody to tell him anything. He's gonna have to figure this out by himself. I think, it was good, even though I think him and LeBron is kind of both looking silly, but it was good to see LeBron talk, because he is basketball royalty, whether we want to believe it or not. What he's done in the game for the game is legendary. Like I said, he's not my GOAT, but it doesn't make him not great. It doesn't make him not a great player. He's a bad mother, you know what. And it was good to see LeBron, let his head down and just talk. It's good to see the man just talk. And it was good to see him make jokes. And Stephen A. Smith, he couldn't take a joke. If you can't take a joke, you do not belong in this business. Because the way you joke and disrespect and violate people, you have to be able to take that as well. So I think Stephen A. Smith, listen, man, you got to come up off that high horse, bro. I'm sorry. When we are all on social media, you have to be able to laugh at yourself. Come off that high horse, bro. You have to come off that high horse and understand when we put ourselves out here, it's nothing you can do about it. You have to take it with a grain of salt. You just have to. As much trolling and fun I have on this, when people make fun of me and joke at me, I love it because it's fun. It's funny. But these guys need to realize that, you I bet Kwame Brown is absolutely loving the listen, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. So, I spoke almost an hour about this situation, man. I hope y'all appreciated it. I hope y'all love what I was saying. Even if y'all didn't, that's fine. But like I said, hit that like button, share, like, subscribe. Before I get out of here, y'all know we diehard Knicks fans. Uh, we go Knicks Rehab. We react after every Knicks game. We are live on YouTube after every Knicks game. And last night, our Knicks against the Clippers at home. We do what we always do. And this is why I say you have to fire Tom Thibodeau. Guys are playing too many minutes, and we cannot sustain great basketball play. The way we look in the first half, we look totally different in the second half. Why did Campaign only play 18 minutes? And he was playing well, hitting shots. This is why I keep telling y'all, Tom Thibodeau has to go. Josh Hart, I love you. Those little 10-point triple doubles, bruh, last night you had 7. That doesn't cut it. Doesn't cut it. Listen, man, the Knicks, we have to get it together. Oh, Cam got hurt, Desmond Drew? Oh, okay. I seen when he sprained, I don't know if it was his ankle or he hurt his knee, but he stayed in the game. Okay. So Campaign got hurt. Listen, we are a totally different ball club in the second half. And I said this to Flea and Fabian the other night. I like Tyler Kolek, but we now see why he gets limited minutes and why he doesn't start. He's not aggressive enough on the offensive end. It's like he's scared to shoot the ball. Now, can he run an offense? Can he pass? Yes. But he has to shoot the ball. He has to shoot the ball. I'm sorry. We need scoring. We need scoring. You cannot have guys like Cat and OG playing their hearts out, putting up big numbers, and we losing these games like this. You cannot. So for me, this is why I say when we beat down the bad teams, we can't beat none of the good teams. Can't be. I was on there with my brothers last night, so I couldn't get my point across. But this is another one on Tom Thibodeau. I'm sorry. This is another one on Tom Thibodeau where guys are playing high minutes and you can't pull out the win against bad teams. Like I said, Clippers is okay, but come on, man. Yeah, with no point guards on the bench, I can see Tyler. But he has to listen. When Tyler Kolek has the ball, he doesn't look to score or shoot at all. You have to be aggressive. You have to become a threat. He has to look to score. Bro, give us 6 to 10 points. But be a threat. Be aggressive. Come on now, Ben. When Tyler gets more comfortable, he starts to look for his own shot. He's deferring to the vets. Yeah, John Q, but he's deferring too much. Come on, we have to start being honest. We watching the game. I love Tyler Kolek. He's deferring too much. A little too much. But last night, it just proved that, once again, we can't beat good teams. And this is why I don't get excited when we beat a bad team and Cat and Josh Hart got triple doubles in the game and we made history. And what I said up here, I said I don't care. My brothers clowned me for it and said I'm the Grinch, right? I'm Scrooge. And this is exactly why. Because what I said on that live the night before, I said the test is going to be tomorrow night against the Clippers. And once again, Tom Thibodeau is outcoached. It's outcoached. Come on, man. Until we figure that out, we're never going to be able to make the next step. Whether we keep Tom Thibodeau or not, he's going to have to figure out how can we finish games strong. How? Every time we play, we do not finish basketball games how we started. We came out that first half on fire, playing great basketball on both ends of the floor. Offense was flowing, defense was there. But you know what the Clippers did? Veteran championship coach, championship players, MVP, all-star players, they rope-a-doped us. They rope-a-doped us. They felt they was never out the game. At one time, we was up 12, 13, 14 points. Clippers never seemed desperate. They just held on, held on. And then when they seen when they can attack, boom, game over. We lose like that all the time. All the time. And once again, this is why I don't celebrate us being a third seed. This is just why. Look how Indiana played against the Lakers. It went down to the wire. That game should have been won if somebody blocked out LeBron James. So it's looking like we're going to get a break in the first round. If we stay at that third seed and hopefully the Bucks stay at the sixth seed, we'll be playing the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round and we'll have home court advantage. And right now, big shout out Dame Lillard. Hope he gets better. But if Dame Lillard isn't playing, then we should sweep them. Or a gentleman's sweep. Even if Dame plays, that should be a 5-6 game series. Tom Thibodeau, listen, man. You cannot continue to keep losing games the same way night in and night out. Listen, when you go up against good teams, well-coached teams, good players, smart veteran players, former champions and MVPs, they're going to figure you out. We are too easy to figure out. With us, you just got to linger around because eventually we're going to get tired, exhausted, and we're going to give up turnovers, and then we're just going to blow the game away. And that's what happens to us night in and night out. These games, we should be winning without our captain. Like I said, Cat has been playing well lately. But if you don't get the W, it doesn't matter. So for me, this is exactly why Tom Thibodeau should be fired. And hopefully will be fired after the season. Like I said, the only thing I think that can save him is if we get to the championship or we get to the conference finals and it's a dogfight where it goes 7 games, whether we win or lose, but it's a dogfight. But if we lose in the first or the second round, Tom Thibodeau should for sure be fired. I think he should be fired now, but, that's not going to happen. But last night proved once again that we can't beat the good teams. And this is why people are now saying that we won't be able to beat Detroit if we play them in the first round. For that reason alone last night, looking at how we finished games. Defensively terrible, can't stop nobody. And like you said, his rotations is terrible. But I've been telling y'all, we have to be careful with Coley. He has to be aggressive on the offensive end. I'm sorry. I don't care how many assists you have. You have to look to score. You have to. You have to. Tim's got to go if we don't go to the conference finals. Tim's got to go, period. But for me, the only thing that can save his job is the finals. Even if we get to the conference finals, depending on how we compete, I think it depends on that as well. But listen, man, Tibbs has to go. Tibbs has to go. And last night was just another reason to fire him. How many shots would I want Kodak to take a night? To be honest, Desmond Drew, of course, he's not going to say 15, 20. But, if you have a wide open shot, take it. I wouldn't mind him taking at least, I would say, maybe 6 to 10. But, you got to take the wide open shot. He doesn't look to score at all. He doesn't look to the basket at all. And last night, we needed scoring. I'm sorry. And I keep telling y'all, I love Josh Hart. I love Josh Hart. His name represents who he is, Hart. But those games where you're just very minimal on offense, bro, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. Bro, 7 points is not going to cut it. Like I said, them little 10-point triple doubles, I'm not excited for them shits. It's not going to cut it when you play against the good teams. That shit don't matter. Stop turning the ball over. Stop being out of control. And you have to score the basketball. We got our ass kicked yesterday. Like I said, the Clippers, they rope-a-doped us. Why? They got a championship head coach. They got a championship and a great defender in Kawhi. They got a former MVP and one of the best scorers we've seen in James Harden. And they know the game. And it's too easy to coach against Tom Thibodeau. And eventually, it's going to catch up to you. And in the playoffs, depending on who we play, it's going to catch up. That's the show for tonight, y'all. We should be here tomorrow. I'll see. But tune in, man. Afternoons with AllBall. Big shout out, Flea pulled up in the building. Big shout out to the AllBall TV family, man. Flea, Fabian, Dime Dropper, my brother Fish, Uncle Ice, Kels. Big shout out everybody in the game, man. Yes, look, 23 from OG, Cat 34, Bridges damn near 20. Yeah. What, Flea? What? Oh, he must have hit the button by mistake. But yes, Flea, I know you love Josh Hart. 7 points ain't cutting it. Go to hell. Everybody have a good night, man. Listen, Sweet 16 is on. Let's go. Big shout out all the college teams that's in the Sweet 16. Wish success for all them brothers. Flea, mind your business. Do whatever it is you got to do. Get out of here. We out, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
Deja un like, comentario.
Y suscribe.